Hello guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Today is going to be something very interesting. And that's one of the charts that one of my mentee drew my attention to. Is told me, how do I analyze this type of pair, seeing this kind of condition? And I want to share my honest thought process. In fact, I've included a pair on my watch list because I intend to take that trade when it fully matured. Today's data is, I think it's 31st of July, 2025, in case you made this video late. So if you're a returning subscriber, trust me, I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the support. And if you are new to this channel, please consider smashing that subscribe button. Click on that bell notification button in order not to miss these trading tips and tricks that will be coming from this channel as time goes by. So without much ado, let's get into it. So it's actually VIX 50 index. So let's go. I always say that whenever you're analyzing a chart, always learn to go to the higher time frame. And my own personal higher time frame that I normally use is 24-hourly time frame. And you can see from your chart. Now, looking at this pair, what do you think? Will this pair buy or sell? I want you to drop it before you see my analysis of this pair in the comment section. But I believe that even a newbie today can tell you where this pair is actually heading to. It is what? Down towards the what? The north. The down what? The sell side. So without too much waste of time, you can easily draw. You look for three pivotal points. Like you can see that from here, it creates a higher high, break, change of character here, create a lower high, then create a lower low, right? Create a lower high, drop, and it continue in this format to what? The downside, right? So once we have this, we already know that our trend line from the daily time frame is going where? Down. So we can pick our trend line to and pick up a point and draw. Please let me turn it to blue. All right. So we can pick up this particular trend line and turn it and what? And actually map out the charts. Something of this form. And this looks so interesting to me. Then I want to know the current lower high, right? The value lower high. You can see this is a lower high, a lower low, right? A lower high, then a lower low. Why do I call? Let me zoom out this thing very clearly. Why do I say this place is a lower low and not this particular place? I know some of you will make this mistake by tagging this point here. I'm coming, let me get rid of these. I know some of you will make a mistake by taking these as a lower high. Please note, this is not a lower high. This point here is not a lower high. Why? Let me explain. If you look at, let me get rid of these. If you look at this particular candle standing here, I mean this candle, this bearish engulfing candle standing here, you will observe something. Look at it. Look at the height of that candle, right? And the low of that candle. What do you notice? The rest of this candle are inside of this what? This particular candle here. That makes this place just a single candle still standing there. Sorry. This is just a single candle standing there. So the whole of this movement you are seeing from this particular point down to this particular point is just one leg movement. Now we're having a bit of issue here. Why? Because our trend line just got broken exactly at this particular point, right? So let me map this chart. We have a breakout structure here, right? BOS. That's the breakout structure. Then we have a lower high here. So now, irrespective of the distance from this particular level to this particular level, right? This market is still speaking what? Bearish. Don't go looking for what? Longs, right? It's still speaking bearish. We are still expecting, that's my personal expectation and order flow, still expecting this market to gravitate towards some of this imbalance here and drop down. But that is the overall bias. That's my overall thought process. Now, and I told you, whenever you are trading trend line, you must have another higher time frame, but in this case, a lower time frame, speaking this bearish same language. Otherwise, you will not take that trade. Let me get rid of this. Okay, let me leave it there. So we want to see another higher time frame telling us that this pair is actually selling or is ready to sell at this particular moment. But we're having issue that the trend line is breaking here. So is our second conditions going to meet up? We scale down to another higher time. In this case, scale down a little bit to either 8-hourly time frame or the 4-hourly time frames. Now you can see, in as much as we are saying the whole trend is trending down, what is the 8-hourly time frame telling you? It's telling you to what? Buy, because you can see that this market is purely trending up. So in my chart movement, I normally change the color of this particular trend line to red because that is the line I want the market to actually violate. So we're gravitating towards this imbalance. You can see some of this imbalance standing here. So since the daily time frame is telling me to sell and the 8-hourly time frame is telling me to buy, what should I do? The best option in this is to play along with this lower time frame, all right, waiting for this particular pullback, taking this trade, buying to this particular point. But the moment this particular price starts touching or tapping into this level here, right, be expecting a break of a trend line along with a change of character. So once we have that, right, we cannot come down because this should be a realignment of the daily time frame with the 8-hourly time frame. We cannot look for any imbalance or any zone here within this level and what? Get down to our entry time frame to look for what? Entry from this particular zone to shoot down to sweep what? The liquidity residing below this end. So the overall bias for now on VIX 50 index is coming down to 109. But before then, we must stick to this lower time frame market structure we are saying, telling us buy, buy, buy. Meanwhile, the daily time frame is telling us sell, sell, sell. I hope you understand and you get the tricks that normally play when market structure display themselves like this. And if you must buy, right, from this particular zone here, right, you want to also see that another higher time frame is in alignment with the 8-hourly time frame, and that is the 4-hourly time frame to be precise. So once we have 8-hourly and the 4-hourly time frame, we can play a short time bias perspective. Pending when this 8 and 4-hourly time frame realign with the daily time frame, then we target the overall what? Overall target, which is 109.775. You can see that in this zone, you have imbalance of the 8-hourly time frame. In this zone, you have imbalance of the what? The 4-hourly time frame. And I'm sure on the 24-hourly time frame, you still have imbalance within this zone. So this market is actually gravitating towards this side to rebalance this price. Then we expect a break of a trend line targeting back to what? This level here. So for now, if you don't want to buy the markets, then you have to exercise patience pending when there is a break of a trend line, this mini opposing trend line. In order for this lower time frame to realign with the higher time frame, then you can start selling it from there. So this is what I want to show you today. Please try to get into how I normally look at the chart before I place a trade. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please support the channel by subscribing to the channel. And until next time, peace out.